All right, everybody, this is Clay. I want to say thank you so much once again for all the support and encouragement and feedback and comments and everything over the past several weeks. Today, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an idea about what I've been thinking when it comes to this whole coaching and group coaching thing. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this over to my computer screen here where I have a little thing here to share with you. Let's see if this works. Okay, there we go. Now let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking when it comes to the coaching options that we have for us moving forward, okay? Again, this is just what I'm thinking. This is not solid and this is not concrete by any stretch of the imagination. I'm still open to feedback. I'm still open to your ideas and your thoughts and your opinions and all of that. But based off of what I have heard so far from a lot of people, this is what I'm putting together in my mind. And this is kind of what I want to do for you. And, please stick around because I'm going to be telling you about what I think is probably going to be a really amazing opportunity for you guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. So first of all, there is going to be private coaching. There was some confusion about this. I got a lot of messages from people that thought there was not going to be private one-on-one coaching. There's going to be both the private coaching option and also the group coaching option. I know some people prefer to have the privacy of not having to, share their stuff with a group, or they prefer the extra attention of being able to, have like a weekly phone call with me or something like that. And that's totally understandable. I will be offering this to a small number of people. Obviously, because of all the time that it requires, I'm not going to be able to take on a large number of private one-on-one coaching clients, but if that's something you're interested in, that will happen. This is what's going to be involved with that. There's going to be a weekly call with me. We'll talk about whatever's going on with you in your dating life, in your relationship life. We'll talk about whatever you need to do in order to get from where you are to where you want to go. And we'll, basically just do that probably on a weekly basis. Of course, we have the flexibility to reschedule and all of that stuff. Skip a week if you're on vacation, if you're sick or whatever, we can totally be flexible with that. As a private one-on-one coaching client, you'll also be getting access to our interactive group coaching course as well too. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit, and probably other cool perks and benefits and stuff too that I'll be telling you about in a moment. Okay, so with that being said, there's also the second option, which is the group coaching call, the group coaching class. And how this is going to work is it's going to be, at least how I'm seeing it right now, is it's going to be an 8-week class. We're going to have a weekly group coaching call. These will be recorded as well. So, if you want to review these later, you can absolutely do that. During these calls, we'll probably be doing like question and answer. We'll be doing check-ins. We'll be doing stuff like that to make sure that you are making progress with where you're at, with what you want your outcome to be and all that stuff. I think we're probably going to be doing a private Facebook group. There's another software application that I'm looking at as well too that I might try out, but we'll see. But anyway, there's going to be a private place somewhere where you can go ahead and discuss your situation between calls, where you can go ahead and connect with the other people in the group as well too. You can go ahead and share your story, support one another, and all of that. Of course, if you're in the private one-on-one coaching, you'll be getting access to this as well too. You'll be able to participate in the group coaching course as well too, if I can get the words out here. I want to give everybody who signs up for the group coaching class a one-on-one coaching call with me, just to make sure that you get the attention, to make sure you get the focus that you need in order to make progress. We can do this either right at the beginning, we can do it at the end, we can do it sometime in the middle. It really just depends on you and where you're at, and when you want to use that call. But I'd like to have you schedule this during the 8 weeks that the class is happening. Like, I don't want you to hold on to this and then come back to me a year later and say, hey, I want that call now. I'd prefer if it was used within a reasonable amount of time so that I can plan my schedule and all that stuff. And this is like a really big deal. This is a really big deal. But I want to give you unlimited access to all of our future coaching classes that we do. In the future, people who take a group coaching class from me are going to pay for the class, the 8-week class, and all that stuff that I just mentioned. And then once that's over, it's over. And if they want to take another class, they have to pay for that class. But because this is the first class, I really want to spoil you guys rotten. So you'll get access to all future classes that we do at no additional cost, okay? So how this is gonna look, let me just kind of break this down a little bit. For this class that we're gonna do week 1. This is what we're going to be talking about, how to get back together with your ex. If you're not interested in getting back together with your ex, please stay on this. This will all make sense to you in a little bit, but most of the people want to get back together with their ex, and so we're going to have this first class be on that topic. But the first week, we're going to talk about the big picture. We're going to talk about where your ex is at emotionally, where your ex needs to go, the sort of journey that they need to go on emotionally in order to get from wherever they're at to wanting to be in a relationship with you. Okay, we're going to be talking about, of course, the 5 stages of getting back together. We're going to be talking about all sorts of emotional things that are going on with your ex's world, and kind of giving you the big picture so that everything that we get into will fall into place, will snap into place, and will make sense. During the second week, we are going to be talking about changing the context by which you are interacting with your ex, so that interacting with you is actually an enjoyable experience that makes them want to get back together with you, that makes them want to interact with you, that makes them want to spend more time with you and be in a relationship with you. This is essentially what we call getting out of damage control mode. Damage control mode is a panicked state that many people find themselves in immediately after a breakup. And this is a state that people tend to do a lot of things in that they regret. Whether or not you are newly broken up or whether you've been broken up for a while, it's still possible to be in damage control mode. You know, you can slip into damage control mode whenever you hear some sort of news about your ex, like, oh, hey, they're dating somebody else new, or they said some awful thing about you or whatever. It's very common for this to happen. I've seen it happen a lot. But I want to go through this week here and help you get out of damage control mode, keep you from going into damage control mode, and give you some practical tools to use to pull yourself out of damage control mode if you ever find yourself there. Week 3 and 4, we're going to be talking about creating unforgettable connections. These are going to essentially be the advanced relational skills. We're going to be talking about these in great detail, so much so that we have to devote 2 whole weeks to it. But this is where that is going to happen. Week 5 and 6. So at this point, we're kind of, the first half of the class, we're talking about more like the internal work, more understanding what's going on, more getting yourself prepared. And then the last half of the class, we're going to be talking about more interacting with your ex and all of that, like external stuff, okay? So week 5, we're going to be talking about contacting your ex through media such as texting, emails, phone calls, and all of that stuff. We'll be talking about the hierarchy of communication. We'll be talking about how to move up that hierarchy of communication so that you're not just stuck texting with them forever. And we'll eventually get you to meeting up with them in person, or, you know, if you're in a long distance relationship, the equivalent of meeting up in person, which would be like a video call, or, you know, if it makes sense for your schedule or something like that, you know, going to visit them or having them come visit you or whatever. But that's week 5. Week 6, we're going to be talking about in-person interactions with your ex, meeting them in person, first dates, things beyond that, how to pace the interactions so that you can really build the emotional connection with them, so that you're not moving too fast, so that you're not moving too slow, and so that you're moving just right to build that emotional connection. Week 7, we're going to be talking about navigating setbacks that you may experience on the way, such as maybe your ex has a very strong level of emotional resistance, what we call reactance, towards wanting to interact with you. We'll be talking about positive pullbacks. We'll be talking about long distance relationships. We'll be talking about rebound relationships. We'll be talking about all of the special circumstances that people experience, such as, you know, what do I do if I work with my ex? What do I do if I have kids with my ex? What do I do if we have mutual friends in common? What do I do if, you know, all of these little tiny things. So this is where I'm going to need you to really make sure that I don't miss any of these little things. I think I have a good sense about what they are, but if you have a unique situation, this is the point in time when I really want you to let me know, like a week or 2 or earlier ahead of time, so that I can start to plan that into week 7. And in week 8, we're going to talk about actually getting back together with your ex and keeping the relationship strong into the long haul, okay? This is about how to actually seal the deal, get the relationship to happen, and make sure the relationship is strong into the future. That's what I'm thinking for the interactive online class. What I wanted to kind of expand on here is that whole idea that I mentioned back here about how you get unlimited access to all future, come on, let's move the slide forward. How you get unlimited access to all future group coaching classes that we do. So again, in the future, people will have to pay a certain fee, whatever it ends up being, for each individual group coaching class, for each individual group coaching experience. And if I can get the slide here, okay. So this is kind of the timeline that I'm thinking of. And this is just a rough estimate. Don't think that this is set in stone. This is what I'm thinking right now at this point in time. But I figure in June, we will start this class on how to get back together with your ex. We'll start it. It'll take 8 weeks. So it'll be from June until July. And we'll be doing this class, okay? And you'll be a part of this class because you're the first class. And then, you know, maybe we'll take a week off to recharge or something like that. And then in August, I'm going to try and do 2 of these classes. So if you've gone through the first class and you say, okay, this is great, I need a little bit more help, I still want to get back together with my ex, you can retake the class on getting back together with your ex, the ESP group coaching class at no cost, okay? Or if you decide, okay, I'm back together with my ex, how do I keep the relationship strong? Or I don't want to get back together with my ex, how can I get myself in the right mindset to start dating again? Or if you realize I still want to get back together with my ex, it hasn't happened yet, but I realize that I have a lot of these mindset issues that I need to work through, we will also start to do a second class, which is going to be on one of our courses called the Compatibility Code. We're going to be building that out in much more detail. This is about mindset, this is about emotions, this is about all of that stuff that happens within you, within beneath the surface and all of that stuff. And you'll be able to take either one of these classes at this point free of charge because you're part of the first class. You know, if you don't sign up on this and you decide later on in August or September, you'll have to pay whatever works out to you and you'll only get the one class. But if you're in the first graduating class that we're going to do here, you can take any one of these classes, okay? And then so August and September, we'll try to do 2 of these group coaching things, and assuming that all works out well, you know, we'll take another week off or so, I don't know. And then in October and November, we're going to do 3 classes, and you can pick any one of these ones that you want to do. You can, you know, if you still want to get back together with your ex and need some help with the tactical stuff and all of that, you can go ahead and do the ESP, save your relationship, get your ex back group coaching class. If at this point you want to work on your mindset, work on your emotional level and all of that stuff, you can take the Compatibility Code class, take it for the first time or take it again if you want to go on a deeper dive through it. Or if you want to work on dating, getting out there, meeting somebody and all of that stuff because maybe you've realized that you don't want to get back together with your ex or something like that, then you can take one of our dating classes. We have 2 right now. One of them is for attracting and dating men. The other is for attracting and dating women. One of them is called Loving Boldly. The other one is called Dating Bravely. But you can go ahead and take one of those. Again, this will be free of charge for you because you are in the first graduating class. And you'll be able to go through the group coaching experience with, you know, all the stuff that I just mentioned. And you can just basically, whenever we put on a new class, you'll be able to just slip right on in to whichever one suits your needs in that moment. And essentially what this means is that I will guide you to get the great loving relationship that you want, no matter what it looks like or whatever twists and turns happen along the way. So, you know, this is kind of the outline of what I'm thinking for the rest of the year. We may need to be flexible on this. This may not happen exactly like this, but this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm hoping it will look like. And, you know, maybe we'll take December off because, you know, it's like the holidays and there's all kinds of crazy family stress and all that stuff going on then. But maybe we can reconvene in January and we can offer these 3 classes again. And if you still are not in the great loving relationship that you want, you are free to take either the ESP group coaching class, either the Compatibility Code class, or either the dating group coaching class at that point, depending on where you're at in your journey, depending on where you want to go in your journey, depending on what the next step looks like for you in that journey. So this is what I've been thinking of. I really think that this is an amazing, amazing deal. And I really want to spoil you guys rotten as the result of being a part of this first graduating class. Once again, if you were not part of this first graduating class, you'd have to take each one of these courses individually, and they would, of course, have all the group coaching components to them, but you would have to pay for each one individually. So keep that in mind as we move forward, as we get ready to make the official offer to come and register. If this is something that's right for you, keep that in mind. And also, once again, we are doing the one-on-one coaching as well too. As a member of the one-on-one private coaching experience, you'll also be able to do all of this stuff that we've mentioned in here as well. But yeah, I really want to spoil you guys rotten. I really want to hook you guys up with some amazing, great stuff here. So with that being said, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope this gives you an idea about what we are doing here, and I hope this lets you know what I have in mind. With that being said, let's see, how do we actually stop recording here? Okay, my cursor is, oh, I know why my cursor is not there, because I'm full screen. Okay, there we go. And yeah, all right, so thanks so much for tuning in, and I will give you more updates in the next day or two once I get some more feedback from you guys, once I am actually able to put together a proper registration page and all of that. But once again, from the bottom of my heart, I wanted to say thank you so much for all the kind comments, for all the support, for all the emails, for all of, just everything that you have shared with me over the past, must be almost a month now at this point. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. And I know that we're going to be able to create something amazing here together. So thank you so much. Take care, and I'll keep in touch soon.